Hey everyone, this is Mike. So today I'm going to talk about how would a Jungian analyst treat, or how might they treat ADHD. So we're going to go through different diagnoses and see how different therapeutic approaches might treat that particular diagnosis or issue. Okay, so let's jump right in. While ADHD is primarily understood as a neurodevelopmental disorder with biological underpinnings, a Jungian analyst would approach it from a depth psychological perspective, seeking meaning and integration within the individual psyche. They would likely not view ADHD as solely a deficit, but rather as a particular way of being that carries both challenges and potential strengths. So here's how a Jungian analyst might speculate about and treat ADHD. So focusing on the individuation process, ADHD is a unique path to individuation. Jungian analysis centers on the concept of individuation, the lifelong process of becoming one's true, whole, and authentic self by integrating conscious and unconscious aspects of the psyche. For an individual with ADHD, the analyst might see their particular neurotype as shaping this individuation journey. The challenges of ADHD, for example, distractibility, impulsivity, executive dysfunctioning, could be seen as catalysts for developing unique compensatory strategies and for finding unconventional paths to self-realization. Next is integrating the neglected self. A Jungian might explore if the ADHD symptoms are a manifestation of parts of the self that have been neglected, repressed, or misunderstood due to societal pressures or early experiences. For example, the restless energy often associated with ADHD could be seen as an unexpressed creative drive or a need for novelty that hasn't found an appropriate outlet. Next is exploring archetypal patterns. The explorer or trickster archetype. Some Jungian interpretations might link ADHD traits to archetypes like the explorer or trickster. The explorer embodies a constant quest for new experiences, ideas, and horizons, which could manifest as distractibility or a need for novelty. The trickster archetype, known for its unconventionality, disruptive energy, and ability to break norms, might resonate with the impulsive or rule-bending aspects of ADHD. The analyst would help the individual understand how these archetypal energies are playing out in their life and how to integrate them constructively. The shadow and its role. The shadow is the unconscious part of the self-containing repressed or undesirable traits. A Jungian might explore if certain ADHD behaviors, for example disorganization or procrastination, are aspects of the shadow that the individual has not consciously acknowledged or integrated. The analyst would work to bring these shadow aspects into conscious awareness, helping the individual accept and work with them rather than being unconsciously driven by them. Understanding complexes. Complexes around competence or self-worth. Jung believed that complexes are emotionally charged constellations of ideas and images in the personal unconscious. As an individual with ADHD might develop complexes around themes of inadequacy, failure, or not measuring up, due to past experiences of struggle in academic or social settings. These complexes could then fuel anxiety, self-criticism, or a desire to avoid tasks. The analyst would work to identify and explore these complexes, understanding their origins and the impact on present behavior. Parental complexes. How early experiences with parents, for example criticism, over-control, lack of understanding, might have shaped the individual's self-perception and their relationship with their symptoms. Therapeutic techniques. Dream analysis. Dreams are seen as messages from the unconscious, and analysts would explore dreams for symbolic representations of the client's inner world, including how their ADHD experience is manifesting in their psyche, the archetypal patterns at play, or unresolved conflicts. Active imagination. This technique involves engaging directly with unconscious material through images, fantasies, or inner dialogues. An individual with ADHD might naturally have a rich inner world, could be encouraged to explore their internal distractions or their racing thoughts through active imagination, gaining insight, and potentially finding creative ways to manage them. Symbolic art and creative expression. Jungian analysts often encourage creative expression. So, for example, drawing, painting, writing is a way to access and integrate unconscious material. For someone with ADHD whose thinking might be more divergent or nonlinear, this could be a particularly effective avenue for self-discovery and emotional processing. Attention to synchronicity. Jung emphasized synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that suggest an underlying order to the universe. An analyst might help the client notice and reflect on synchronicities related to their ADHD, seeing them as guideposts on their individuation journey. And emphasis on meaning and purpose. Rather than solely focusing on symptom reduction, a Jungian analyst would help the individual find meaning in their experience of ADHD. This might involve reframing challenges as opportunities for unique strengths, such as creativity, rapid idea generation, and different ways of perceiving the world. In summary, a Jungian analyst approach to ADHD would be holistic and depth-oriented, seeking to understand the individual's unique psychological landscape rather than merely addressing symptoms. They would aim to help the individual integrate all aspects of their personality, including their ADHD traits, into a more complete and authentic self, ultimately fostering a process of individuation. It's important to reiterate that Jungian analysis, while valuable for self-exploration and personal growth, is generally not considered a primary treatment for the core symptoms of ADHD. It would likely be most beneficial as a complementary therapy, helping individuals with ADHD to understand their psychological experience, develop coping mechanisms, and embrace their unique strengths, perhaps alongside other more direct evidence-based interventions. I hope you found this information helpful, and look forward to seeing you in the next time.